What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I know we are, because we're hard at it. Got this 2019 Mustang GT, and it's in today to get some Cook's long tube headers, catted mid pipes. So John's getting started on that, getting the tearing on it, and then got this other Mustang GT here, and as you can see, I'm wrapping the roof satin black. I'm currently doing the little antenna right now. So we got that going on, and then we got that satin charger in the back. It's a 6.4, and it is getting a camshaft. So we're just ripping right along, so stick with us, stay tuned, and I'll show you the finished products. You got a friend in B. Oh wait, wrong song. Little fella's not gonna make it. He crawled on John's arm. John is deathly allergic, so he had to go down. So guys, trucking along with our day. As you can see, the wrap is done on the Mustang roof. Did a nice 3M satin black. Wrapped the little antenna as well too. So turned out perfect. Very happy with it. I'm sure the customer will be too. That's gonna wrap this Mustang up. So heading back into the shop. As you can see, John's got one of the headers in. He's starting to snug up the bolts, and then if you look right back up over here, you can see we're also installing a set of upgraded motor mounts, which are adjustable. I'll show you over here. The reason why they're adjustable for a couple of things, but one of the main ones is for if you're running a Cobra Jet manifold or the high manifold. Some of you guys know on the 2015 pluses, if you don't have these mounts that are adjustable for the height, you will have to cut the hood to get that intake manifold to quit. So that is in his future plan, so we're going to go ahead and knock out these motor mounts now while we're doing the headers. We got this 2019 C7 Stingray Corvette, and it is in to get a Borla atak exhaust system on it. So here's the system with the mid pipe. You know we like our Borla systems, so go ahead and fire this thing up so you guys can hear what it sounds like stock, and then with the new system on. Alright. So once you get the car up in the air on jack stands or whatever your situation may be, the first steps that you're going to want to take to do this exhaust install is take out the Phillips screws holding the license plate, get that out of the way. There's some 10mm bolts in behind here. You're going to want to get those out. And then there's two 10mm right above the exhaust tip, one here and one here. And then you have some 7mm bolts. You got one here, 3 underneath right here. On both sides, same thing, repeats. So once you get all those undone, then you can start pulling this lower half of the rear diffuser off, and then you'll pop these reflectors out, and there's 3 more 10 mils on each side behind here, and then this whole rear section can come on. So we're going to go ahead and finish doing that and pull it off. Alright guys, you know how I like to go on my little rants, but got another one for you. You know, it's a brand new car, and I don't know whether it was this owner, previous owner, whatever, but they took it to an exhaust shop and somebody hacked up the system, put some malarkey on there, put some bullshit tabs, welded them together so you can't get them apart. So this is going to create a problem with our new system. Given the new Borla system doesn't use these valves in the back, it only uses the upper valves here. But the mounts, the factory mounts where the Borla would go, are no longer here. So we have to figure something out with that. And then I have to cut this bar so I can get these sections of the exhaust system out. So I'm gonna have some fun with this really quick, and then we'll carry on with the rest of the install. So as you can see, got the malarkey out of there. Had to cut that bar in the middle, that way it gave me room to twist and get those pipes out. And then as you can see, we have the midsection out. We have our new one here, so what we're going to end up doing is measuring. Let me rewind to get this stuff out so you guys know. You've got 2 clamps that are connecting it to the axle back portion of the exhaust. Those are 15 millimeters. You have the hanger, which is 2 13 millimeter bolts that bolt to the front of the transmission. And then you have 4 15 millimeter bolts connecting the flanges to the factory mid pipe. So once you get all that stuff undone, you can pop that out. So now that we got all that out, we're going to do our measuring and our cutting and start putting this new system up and figure out what we're going to do to support the rear of the system. So as you can see, we've got the new system all the way in now, and the way you should go about it is the little mid pipe here that goes over the differential and the suspension and stuff. You're going to want to lay those in on both sides and then bring your mid pipe in, slide those connections in, raise that up, and then reconnect your cats. Put your 15 millimeter bolts back in there, tighten those up, and then get your hanger bolted back up to support everything, and then just start aligning everything out. Make sure you get everything nice and even. Now, as I pointed out before on this system, there was an issue. The factory mounts are gone because of some aftermarket crap that somebody welded in here. Fortunately, we were able to bend this bar slightly and then put a spacer right here on this bolt and bend these slightly to get this to mirror where they would be if it had the factory mount. And so we've got the system nice and straight and even. We pop the valence back on to make sure that everything looked good. Same thing on the other side had to happen, but we got the system in. And then also make sure you you go through, like we still got to tighten our clamps here, but go through and look and make sure nothing's touching, nothing's rubbing. Orientate your clamps as best that you can to make sure they stay out of the way, and get the system all tightened up, and then we'll go ahead and talk you through the steps on putting the rest of it back together. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get everything tightened. One other thing that we're doing on this one is the back for the AMF and the different sound for the exhaust. Being that this system doesn't have the provision for it, we're still going to plug them in, and then we're going to mount them and zip tie them up under here so they're out of the way and they can still function. That way it doesn't throw a trouble code inside the car through the PCM because they were left unplugged. That way they can still actuate, the computer can still move them even though they have no more bearing on the exhaust system anymore. But we're going to go ahead and finish wrapping this thing up. As you can see, we've got her all back together, looking good. So just kind of to recap, you've got under here, you've got 3 7 millimeters, and then you got a 7 millimeter underneath here and here. Underneath the reflector, you have 2 10 mils. You got 2 10 mils underneath the license plate after you remove it. You got 2 10 mils in between the exhaust, 2 10 mils behind this reflector, a 7 mil here, 7 mil here, and 3 7 mils on the corner. And that's how you put that rear valence on. But it's all wrapped up, looking good. So we're gonna go ahead and get it fired up here so you guys can hear what it sounds like now that we got this boiler attack system on. As you can see, John has finally got the headers in, and got the mid pipes with the Cook's high flow cats installed, connected to the rest of his system, which is a little aftermarket there, but everything looks good. You can see the upgraded motor mounts there. Oop. Those are in. Everything's nice and happy. So we'll wrap this one up, get it put together up top, and then we'll show you what this thing sounds like. So I had to run outside real quick here and catch the customer before he left. I forgot to get you guys some footage of it running, so I'm gonna have him rev it up. But that's a wrap on the Cook's header install on this 2018 Mustang GT.